Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Maza Bitcoin. Okay, hi everybody, or hi mom, that's probably more accurate. Here I am, here I am, here I am. There I was, there I was, there I was, in the Congo. Let's talk about something vital importance to everyone who watches Mother Bitcoin. What they want to know is, what will the Bitcoin price be tomorrow? Or we can talk about other things, We could talk about what happened last night. I made this video last night. I circled around, I'm on the Cambodian border, and I thought, wait a minute, Franzels, that's me. I thought, why not take your bicycle, there it is there, why not take that crazy bike and circle back around and finish the last bit of the Vietnam money, the Vietnam dong you have, before entering into Cambodia. So I decided to circle around and stay in Vietnam while I still had a little bit of these are Indonesian cigarettes. I highly recommend them, but not for smoking. They're not really for smoking. They're Indonesian cigarettes. They just create a really sweet taste on your lips. So if you want to have a sweet taste on your lips, you don't really have to pull it in to your lungs, see? It's kind of like, it's a new way of smoking. It's a mixture of a cigarette and a cigar. So a cigar, of course, you don't take the tobacco into your lungs. And so with this way of smoking, you can just simply take it in your mouth a little bit and taste it. Yeah, sometimes in your lungs. Depends if you have any natural substance to put in there to mix with it. It's kind of like when you're in traffic and you're smelling a lot of exhaust and you don't breathe because a big truck just went by and there's a lot of black diesel soot. And you don't want to take a deep breath, so you kind of wait. So it's like, figuring out when it's good to take a deep breath and when not, It's a real thing. There's a dude standing behind me. Check this guy out. He's just been there standing, checking me out for a long time. Now he's walking away, see? It's funny, technology and phones, man. As soon as some person thinks they're being filmed, they go away. It's worked for bad policemen in Mexico and other places. You got corrupt police, they want to steal your money, and anywhere in the world. I'm not saying here, least likely to rare to happen in Southeast Asia. You're more likely for those things to happen with corrupt police in Central America, South America, even Mexico. And so that's what we're looking at. So if you get, and I've had cops put a gun in my face in Mexico, get on the ground, and had cops put guns in my face and tell me to get on the ground in the United States when they thought I was a burglar. I was just an innocent bike rider at like 3 in the morning on a busy road where no one was out. And then had a guy, a store owner of a open air 7-Eleven store in Laos, put a gun in my face after I took care of business with some evil man who was had to be put into his place, Yeah. Fucking humans are weird animals, but they're predominantly good, but they're fucking weird. I mean, even you're fucking weird. And then when I say you, I mean you. We're all kind of fucked up and weird to a degree, To what degree differs with people, sociopaths, psychopaths. Who knows? And what we find interesting. So anyway, for the people that have tuned in to listen about Bitcoin, because I know there are some who are curious about Bitcoin. The best way to describe Bitcoin and how to act on Bitcoin, if one wanted to act on Bitcoin, you just need to go online and find out. You need to go online and find out which exchanges, and now exchanges are virtual banks, You have to find out which virtual banks deal with your bank. So you can begin taking a little money, not a lot, try taking a little money out of your bank and putting it into a virtual bank, and that's Bitcoin. You know, you buy Bitcoin in a virtual bank from your bank. So go online and type in, you just go online and start reviewing different exchanges and find out which exchange works with your bank. There are some very reputable, good exchanges that have been around longer. 有一些虚拟银行开得比较久，比较大的公司，然后你可以比较相信他们的。比如说 CEX from 英国 English, CEX works with a lot of Taiwanese banks. The Gemini Exchange of the United States with the Winklevoss twins. It's a very trustworthy exchange. No virus. I don't have the virus. Do you have the virus? Okay. So, so, you know, she doesn't have the virus, but she's got the mask, you know. I've heard, I don't know if it's true, that those masks really only stop you from giving the virus, not from getting the virus. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not a mask wearer. I prefer to let my immune system just deal with things. I think it's a better route. So what I wanted to say was, find out which exchange that your bank works with. So with which exchange your bank works. And go into that exchange virtually and apply. Go, and they're going to ask for your passport. They're going to ask for all your information. You have to give them a little blood test. No, I'm just kidding. But you'll have to give them all your information from this exchange, and then you'll be able to at least buy Bitcoin if you want to. And you could buy as little as you want. You could buy $20 US in Bitcoin, maybe 1,000 kuai Taipei. You can buy small amounts of Bitcoin, or you could try to buy a whole Bitcoin if you have enough money, and it's 9,000 whatever it is today. If you look back at my previous videos, only a couple weeks ago, days ago, you know, Bitcoin's at 7,000. I think it's a good time to buy. You'll see that 2 weeks ago or less in my videos, right? 7,000, good time to buy. Maybe 3 weeks ago, and today it's 9,700. So as the world and humans are mistreating each other, right? Bitcoin doesn't care. Bitcoin's just doing its job. It lives inside of the World Wide Web. You can't kill the code of Bitcoin. So as viruses happen, as war happens, as people mistreat each other, as people freeze other people's bank accounts, as all this stuff happens, meanwhile, Bitcoin's there. It doesn't care. Bitcoin doesn't care. I don't know if people understand this. It's never going away. You'll be dead, and I'll be dead, and Bitcoin's still there. While humans are trying to figure out what its true value is. So knowing this, and knowing we're going into that young people are absolutely happy with a virtual world. As older people die, and they give their kids their gold, the kids are going to take that gold and they're going to buy Bitcoin with it because they're smart. They tend to be more intelligent about virtual issues. So it would make sense at this point in the game, knowing that all the biggest companies in the world have invested in Bitcoin already. All the largest investments in Bitcoins by ICE, the Intercontinental Exchange, who owns the New York Stock Exchange, ICE, and Grayscale and BlackRock, the largest, Fidelity Insurance, Yale University, all these large institutions that are mining and buying Bitcoin, they all went in after I went in. I was buying it early on, but I got robbed because I got greedy. But you won't get robbed. Find a good exchange that's been there for a number of years and sign up to a Bitcoin exchange like Kraken. Kraken's good. Kraken. Kraken. Binance. Binance. Google it. Sign up to it. Or CEX from England. Also Gemini Exchange out of New York. Now these 4 exchanges are very good exchanges. I would say Kraken number one. I like Kraken. I like Binance could also be number one. And then Gemini and CEX. So try these exchanges. Go online and use one of these 4 words and sign in and become a customer so you can at least buy a little bit of Bitcoin. Because at this point in the game, right, in the virtual world money game, it's more dangerous to not own any, right, by far.